So a lot of you guys are at the age now where you're looking to move out. You're looking to get your first apartment. Maybe you've already moved out and you want to create your own dream aesthetic space. So I personally moved out 10 months ago into this apartment that you see here. It came completely unfurnished. And I have meticulously curated this place to create this modern, young bachelor, clearly Porsche enthusiast apartment style. So after 10 months of gradually buying furniture, adding decor items to this space, I'm finally happy with how it's starting to look. I say starting because I'm still not finished, honestly. I feel like you'll never end with decor items. There's always a way that you can make the space feel better. But in today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys a step-by-step process as well as product recommendations to build your dream aesthetic space. FYI, I'm not a professional interior designer. People have just told me that they really like my apartment, so that's what I'm sharing with you guys today and how I built mine. And as always, everything that I show in today's video is going to be linked in the description below. The first step in building your dream space is figuring out what color palette you're gonna go with. Now, a good rule of thumb is to stick to 3 foundational colors. This is very similar to building an outfit. I feel like I'm just building a fashion video because a lot of the principles in fashion are gonna apply to interior design as well. So easy way to do it, 3 foundational colors. You can obviously implement more colors. It just becomes a little bit more difficult and complicated. The first color you're gonna have is your primary color. This is the color that covers the majority of your space. This would be something like your walls. Here in my space, they're white. I didn't have an option for choosing it because I'm renting this apartment. I'd get kicked out if I painted all the walls. So I had white as my primary color. Now your secondary color supports the primary color and is used in medium size pieces. These are things like your couches, your rugs, curtains, side tables. For me, I used gray. And FYI, you don't need to use the exact same shade of the color. As you can see, I've mixed different shades of gray into my space. So just keep that in mind as well. It doesn't need to be all exactly the same shade. And then finally, you have your accent color. Now the goal of the accent color is to add contrast or interest to your space. It's used sparingly in your decor items, coffee table, shelves, pillows, and artwork. For me, in my space, I've used brown. Now, like I said, you can definitely add in more colors and make it look great. You just add them in sparingly. Throughout my apartment, I have multiple different colors. I have blacks, I have blues, I have oranges scattered throughout my entire apartment, but they're not the foundational colors of my space. Now, the next step in the process is to figure out what type of vibe you want to achieve in your place. Now, there's so many different styles in interior design, it is almost impossible to choose one. So the best way to figure out what actually catches your eye and what you like is to go on Pinterest like the girls do and start looking at interior design. As you start to click on these images, it's going to start to show you more of what your interests are. If you like modern, if you like contemporary, if you like minimalist, industrial, mid-century, modern, traditional, it's going to start to show you those images, and from there on you're going to be able to figure out what actually stands out to you and what you like. Now, after you've figured out your vibe, this is the most fun part. This is when you start to buy your furniture and your decor items to really curate your space. And because everybody's style is gonna be different, I can't recommend furniture and decor items specifically for you. But what I can share with you is the basics of how to make your place look better and just some things that I've noticed that have made a really big difference in my apartment. Your very first purchase, and your largest purchase probably, is going to be your couch. And the couch really sets the tone for the rest of the apartment. Now, my biggest tip with buying a couch, because I'm not gonna suggest certain couches to you, is to buy a modular couch. Now, the reason you want a modular couch is because you can simply format it into any shape that you want. Now, when it comes to actually moving into the apartment or into the house or moving out, you can take these pieces individually through the door. If you guys have ever tried to pull a solid couch through the door and put it into an elevator, it's a fucking nightmare. As you would know. So the modular couch makes a world of a difference. That is my biggest tip in this video, is to make sure you get yourself a modular couch. And the second tip about the couch is to make sure that you actually go and test out these couches. Don't blind buy a couch that you see somebody recommending on Instagram, because most of the time these really aesthetic couches are not comfortable at all. I feel like you're sitting on a brick. So make sure that you actually go into the store, sit on them, because if you're gonna be hosting people, you're gonna have your family and friends coming over, and you're gonna be lounging there, you wanna make sure that it's comfortable and everybody can just sit there and enjoy. The second step is to add natural woods into your space. Things like your coffee tables, your side tables, shelving. Adding natural woods is really gonna bring some warmth into your space. When I initially moved in here, I had the space all white, and that was a massive mistake. It looked like something out of an American Psycho movie. It was just completely soulless, and then as soon as I added in more woods, it really just made the space more homey, which is what you're looking for. Trust me, you don't want the American Psycho style. Tip number 3 is to be mindful of the shapes of the furniture that you purchase. So one way that I've discovered to build build a really nice space is to mix different curvatures and angles together with your furniture. If you take a look at my coffee table is a square. So you have all these sharp angular edges, but if you take a look at my couch, you're gonna notice that is not nearly as sharp. You have these rounded edges that adds nice curvature. It's so much softer. So you want a mixture of these things, and between the mixture, it's going to add this beautiful harmony of curvature and edges. So you don't want it to all be the same because it's gonna look kind of unusual if you do it like that. Now, before we move into our next tip, I'd like to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, Scentbird. Now, if you don't know Scentbird yet, you really should because it's been on a lot of my videos. Scentbird is a really cool fragrance subscription service that makes discovering new scents super easy. So if you ever wanted to try expensive designer fragrances or niche fragrances without having to commit to a full bottle, Scentbird is the way to go. For just $8 for your first month, you can get a generous 30-day supply that lets you experience each of the scents that you choose. Two fragrances that I've been on, that I've been using recently that I really like are Dovel France Pour Homme by Michael Germain. And it features top notes of nutmeg, refreshing water notes, Roman chamomile, balanced by amberwood and incense. Super nice fragrance that I wore when I was in Hawaii, actually. The next one is John Varvatos Oud. It's a bold, woody, spicy fragrance with sweet tobacco, Persian saffron, Malabar pepper, and authentic oud oil. It's perfect for luxurious evenings when you really want to make an impression. So if you guys are interested in trying out Scentbird, scan the QR code or use the link below. And with my coupon code BALFOUR55, you'll get 55% off at Scentbird. Plus you'll get free delivery to your door and a free case, which means that you're getting the product for half the price, which is only $8. So it's an absolute steal. Let's get back to the video. So step number 4 is to layer textures. At this point, I really do feel like I'm just making a fashion video because the concepts in interior design are almost linear to fashion. So just like when building an outfit, you don't want all the exact same finish. You might mix a ribbed sweater with cotton pants, or you might mix denim with wool. You're gonna have these different textures, and that's what makes the outfit look good. So it's very similar to interior design. You take a look at my coffee table. My coffee table is smooth, but it has cracks in it. My side tables, they're ribbed around the edge, so it's fluted. My couch, it has a linen texture. My rug, it has a knit texture. So adding things like woods, linens, leathers into your space is going to create a really nice subtle contrast of textures. Now the next step is your lighting choice. Now lighting is super important for building a cozy space. I'm sure you guys have all seen that trend on social media where it says never turn on the big lights. The point of this is that the ceiling light basically emulates like hospital lighting. It's super harsh. It does not look nice. And what they show is their floor lamps, their small lamps that they have on their shelves, emitting this really nice warm lighting that's nice and soft and cozy. Now the key to actually getting that warm lighting is your color temperature. You want to make sure that your color temperature for your bulbs or for the light that you choose has a Kelvin of 2700 to 3K. This is the color temperature that's going to give you that really nice warm orange, almost candle-like appearance. Any higher in the Kelvins, you're going to start to get more of that fluorescent LED style light that you would see in a hospital. So you want to make sure that you stay out of there. One of the easiest ways to actually get these colors is to use Philips Hue smart lights. You can put these into your lamps and then you can set it to that orange color. And then you also have the option to change it to RGB colors if you'd like. If you want purples and blues and stuff, you have the option for that as well. Even the light strips you can do it with too. So Philips Hue is one of my favorites for creating that really nice warm lighting. All right, now we are going to move into the details. These are the small items that really make a big difference in making your space look more luxurious. So the first item is valet trays. I am an absolute fiend for valet trays. I don't know what it is, but I fiend for valet trays like a crackhead looking for his next hit. It's crazy. But adding a metal, a stone, a leather valet tray, whether it's to your desk, your nightstand, your entryway storage, your coffee tables, it just looks so good. And then when you put your items on there, it just makes your items look more expensive too. Also, you could get one like the current Mag 3, which I have on my desk, and that allows me to also charge my phone and my AirPods at the same time, as well as display my items and keep them organized in one spot. Another small detail that doesn't cost a lot of money, but very similar to the valet tray, is soap trays. Now, soap trays go on your washroom vanities, or they go on your kitchen counter next to your sink, and you place your soap bottles on top. And what it does is it really just gives it a more luxurious hotel vibe. You buy them in stone, you can buy it in metal, you can buy it in wood, and they look fantastic. And the best thing to pair it with is some amber glass soap bottles. You can buy these on Amazon, and what it does is it just brings the cohesiveness, and then pairing it with that soap tray, it really does just look like some luxury hotel that you're staying in. And not to mention, you're also just gonna waste a lot less plastic because now you can buy those big soap bottles and you can just refill your hand soap and dish soap. Now, the next thing you want to add to your space that makes a big difference is real plants. Now, trust me, I used to be the biggest real plant hater, but the people that were telling me to get real plants weren't lying. It really does make a difference to the space. space. There's something about a real plant that just brings life to the space. Obviously, it does bring life to the space because it's alive, but it just makes a difference. The plastic ones don't look nearly as good. And that green, it just pops differently when it's real too. Now, because my apartment doesn't have the most light, although I have all these massive windows, the sun actually goes around my building. So I never have any direct light in here. So most of my plants died, and I do have some fake plants. But believe me, once I move into a new apartment that has some serious light, bro, we're gonna be looking like Singapore. Garden oasis, basically. Next, one of the easiest ways to add personality to your space is through your artwork. Now, because I'm not a Picasso fan and I don't appreciate that type of artwork, AliExpress has been the GOAT. Honestly, AliExpress is so underrated. Almost all of my decor pieces are from AliExpress. It's got everything from vintage car prints to abstract prints. You can literally find anything that suits your aesthetic on there. Then once you get your artwork, run to IKEA, buy yourself some nice frames. They have plenty of minimal modern frames there for a good price. The ones that I have behind me here are IKEA Riba frames, I believe. Another good way to add personality to your space is to get books on your interests. As you guys know, Porsche fan over here, so you know I got a Porsche book. I also have a Rolex book. I have other things that show off my interests. So for you guys, depending on what you like, there's going to be decor books for your interests. Go to Amazon and you can literally type in anything decor-wise and you can find something. Even personal development books, you can scatter those around. If you don't necessarily know how to style the books, you can go on Pinterest again and look up how to style decor books, and it's going to give you plenty of ways to style it, and you just copy those. The next item, totally not an essential by any means, but if you're somebody like myself who likes to host, you like to have friends and family over, getting yourself a home stereo system, next level, dude. The ones I got behind me is a pair of Sonos Aeros 300s. Now say what you want about Sonos, they're overpriced, the quality's not that good, buddy, I promise you, you come over here, we watch Conjuring at full blast, you're shitting your pants. First jump scare. It literally changes the game. It really does feel like a movie theater in here when you're sitting next to these things. Not to mention, you can also listen to music on it. I'm very happy with my purchase. Now, the final tip for creating a dream space is the smell. When you have people over, you want them to come into your space and have it smell fresh and clean. You don't want them to be like, what the hell is that? You just eat curry or something like that. You want it to smell clean. So one of the best ways to make a clean smelling apartment without it being toxic is to get yourself some essential oil diffusers. Scatter those throughout your place. Depending on how big it is, you might need one, you might need three. You just got to look at the square footage that it releases that scent. Next one, you want to get some room spray for your furniture. Make sure that they're non-toxic, natural ones using essential oils again. And the final thing you'll want is some candles, beeswax candles, because beeswax candles aren't going to be toxic either. So once you put all of these things together, you're going to have a pretty nice space. And it doesn't even matter if you're living at home. You can implement a lot of these into your bedroom as well. It's not just for people that have moved out or looking to style their apartment. This goes for any sort of room. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, I'd appreciate a like and a comment. Happy New Year to you guys as well. And I'll catch you boys in the next video. See you.